VoyMonk video voice vlog. One of the things I kind of highlighted over the course of probably like the last few weeks is an importance of knowing who I am individually, because I think in general that can be a difficult thing for human beings to do overall, because there are a lot of idiosyncrasies and nuances that sometimes, even when you think you do, you don't. But I do think something that's probably kind of stupid about myself is that whenever it comes to, I guess, drawing close to other people or getting to know others, I have always kind of found myself to a situation where I know that I'm searching and trying to figure out who I am. But one of the things that I guess I would say that attracted me in terms of other people is whether it would be a romantic or friendship or relationship, or someone just as someone, to get to know, to become friends. Oftentimes I'd always be consumed with things like the little things, the idiosyncrasies, the nuance. Like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Who's your favorite singer? Or what's your favorite band? I always found it odd that even while pretty young, I always ran across people that had a very difficult time answering those questions, because for them, I guess there was always a lot of nuance. And I can understand that, and I think probably the smartest thing that a person can say is honestly that they don't know. But fast forwarding after that, and as I got older, I did find that, of course, in my early 20s and late 20s and, of course, early 30s, that I would run across situations in relationships, whether they be personal or professional, that if I kind of got to know a person or got familiar with them to even start, kind of building a relationship, like, let's say, as friends, those were always things that, I don't know, it kind of bothered me if a person didn't necessarily know, or if a person couldn't really answer. Because, well, I guess I could understand at like 12 or 13 years old, you're still trying to figure things out. But I think one of the things that I try to do for myself, because of the observations that I just got done making, is that I always wanted to make sure that I knew who I was. And even though it may seem like, well, if you have to whittle it down to what your favorite this or that is, that's limiting in options. And like I said, I don't profess to know or philosophize or tell other people what to do or think. I'm just expressing my personal experience. And for me, when it comes to that, it's, like I said, there's so many things that I don't know. And there's so many things that I'm probably not going to ever be capable of knowing. But knowing who my favorite band is, knowing what my favorite food is, knowing what my favorite color is. And as stupid and as silly as that may be, I think those can be stepping stones into at least the greater part of myself. Because I'll be honest, there are many of those same questions even into my later, early 40s. And now, in being 47, I don't know. And I have to think about. And maybe my perceptions have changed, as opposed to what I thought I liked, as opposed to what I actually liked, rather than maybe making myself up to believe I like something, or maybe being influenced by someone else. I've always thought that was pretty important. And so to know oneself, I think part of that journey for me and my experience is being able to start with the basics and, of course, work one's way up, work myself up to being able to ask the deeper questions. And I think it's actually important to know those types of things, because, quite frankly, when it comes to the more complicated and heavier stuff, sometimes it can be even a little bit disconcerting, where, well, at least for myself, and that's what I'm talking about here, that I can find myself with an idea about something versus the reality. and finding where I sit or where I stand in relation to that. I know this is probably a little bit of a slower vlog on this Thursday, but I wanted to kind of do that as far as in relation to everything else I've been talking about earlier this week. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll be wrapping up the week, and until then, take care.